One of the very important functions of the National Youth Council is to inform the young people about some of the opportunities that are here within the country for them to benefit from. In other words, to advocate upward and downward. Upward in the sense that we talk to government about the needs of the young people, the aspirations of the young people, what the young people need to have in place so as to excel in whatever they do. And also to inform the young people about some of the opportunities that government has provided for them to benefit from. It's unfortunate, yes, the country may be a small one, but not many young people know about some of the opportunities that are here for them to benefit from. And that was one of the reasons why the National Youth Council was established by an Act of Parliament about 10 years ago. And since then, these have been some of the functions of the Youth Council. Registering also all youth organizations within the country, so as to have a track record of them, monitor them closely, know what they're doing, give them a helping hand when and as they require it. And basically, these are some of the functions. These are some of the things that the National Youth Council does. I tell people, since I took over here, you don't even require to write me a letter to seek for an appointment or whatever. Let me just know if you're coming, then I create time, so that you may not come and wait when I have already left for another meeting. That is why I don't really believe in the saying that, people often say, you often hear people say, I have an open door policy. I don't really believe in that, because if you say you have an open door policy, it implies that you have a door. And it could be half closed, it could be half open. So for me, I really prefer to say I don't even have a door. You just let me know you are coming, then I'll tell you, okay, come at time so and so. Otherwise, just to ensure that you don't come when I have already left for some other things. But besides that, you don't even need to let me know that you're coming. I will not relent, in working with anybody that really has that focus, that intention, to help the young people. This office is meant to empower the young people. This office is meant to put in place certain things that will really facilitate the empowerment, the development of the young people. So therefore, anybody that really has that way of thinking, that really has that focus, that mind, you are most welcome. I am really prepared to work with you. I will not reserve myself in any way. So once more, just to thank you so much for coming, and I wish you all a safe journey all the way to Basel.
Well, I was going to ask you, just what sorts of programs is it? What can you give some kind of description of some of the programs that you actually help with the young people? Okay,
the National Youth Council, as I said earlier on, is responsible for all youth programs in the country. Yeah. And one of the activities that we do is like, just recently we concluded a sensitization program on the dangers of illegal migration.
Okay.
And also one very famous program that the National Youth Council does every 2 years is the NACONF, the National Youth Conference and Festival.
Okay.
Probably you must have heard about that. Maybe you may not, but it's one of the most popular things that the NYC does.
Yeah.
It is actually a conference in which we bring together young people throughout the country.
Yeah.
And even beyond, other countries in Africa and even Europe, America, and even Asia.
Right.
So as to discuss issues of pertinence to their lives, so as to discuss issues that really affect their day-to-day life, and also the way forward.
Okay.
At the end of the conference, there are resolutions made, and these resolutions are often presented to government for implementation.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So that's one of the most important functions.
So you have a lot of power then in government. How do you? Do you meet the government yourself, or do you have like a minister of youth that you meet with? How does that? What's the tie between the National Youth Council and the government?
Yes, to start with in that regard, the National Youth Council was actually established by an Act of Parliament.
Sure.
That is government itself.
Yeah.
And again, the National Youth Council is directly under the purview of the Ministry of Youth and Sports.
Okay, right.
Yeah. I think I've answered that.
So you go, okay. Okay, right. That's excellent. All right. And how many people actually are sort of work within this office, and also how big is the network? How would you say?
Yeah, well, as I said, as the name implies, the National Youth Council is nationwide.
Absolutely.
And the National Youth Council therefore has structures in all the regions. We call them regions. Probably in the UK, what do you call them?
Call them regions, counties.
Counties,
counties.
You call them counties. Here we call them regions.
Okay.
The National Youth Council has structures in all the regions. And basically that's that.
Okay. Do you know how many regions does that entail? Do you know offhand? If you don't
Yes, we have actually 7 administrative regions.
Okay.
We have the KMC, we have the BCC, we have KMC Cardiff Municipality. You have BCC Banjul City Council. We have Western Region, that is WR. We have LRR Lower River Region. We have URR Upper River Region. We have Central River Region, and we have North Bank Region.
Okay.
So basically, these are the regions that we have.
Okay.
And just coming back to the second part of your earlier question, that is about how many people work,
Sure.
at the NYC here.
Yeah.
At the secretariat here, we have about 13 staff.
Okay.
But notwithstanding, we have our structures in the ground.
Sure, absolutely.
And also, you get to meet some of our staff, in the regions. That is
Okay.
like to say at the youth centers.
Right. Okay.
Well, we have not up to standard, probably fairly good Gambian standard.
Well, yeah,
youth
sure.
Centers. Of course, we hope to improve on the standard, and of course, I believe, and that is one of the reasons for you coming here.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I guess the last thing I'm curious about is how many sort of youth, was it 13 to about 18 is it that you tend to concentrate on? So the age of the youth that that you tend to work with?
According to our youth policy,
Yeah.
We're concentrating on those between the ages of 18 and 30.
18 and 30, sorry, okay. Do you know roughly what that population is within Gambia, roughly speaking?
I can tell you the exact percentage.
Okay.
It's about 67% of the
67%
Gambian.
of the
you can
Gambian
see
population
that. It's
is...
quite amazing.
And
The youth population of the Gambia, constitute about 67% of the whole population of the
Right.
country. So that is why, the young people are quite important. And
Yeah.
knowing fully well that, I will not take for granted, anything that, is in the interest of the young people. Because these are the future leaders of the country. These are the cream of the nation. And you see, they have a role in redefining the future of this country, and therefore,
Yeah.
they really need to have the wherewithal.
Okay.
The requisite skills, the knowledge,
Sure.
so as to turn things around.
what's the population overall of the Gambia?
The population of the Gambia is about 1.6.
1.6 million. Okay.
So do you have programs for people under 18 as well?
Yes, there are organizations that are actually under the Youth Council that work on that. We have Child Protection Alliance that also concentrates on children, those that are below the age of 18. Yeah, it's Child Protection Alliance is actually registered with the Youth Council, but it's more concentrated on children.